Indentured labor migration from India. The example of indentured labor migration from India also illustrates the two sided nature of the 19th century world. It was a world of faster economic growth as well as great misery, higher incomes for some, and poverty for others. Technological advances in some areas and new forms of coercion in others. Coercion means using exploitive methods. In the 19th century, hundreds of thousands of Indians and Chinese laborers went to work on plantations, in mines, and in roads and railway construction projects around the world. In India, indentured laborers were hired under contract which promised return travel to India after they had worked 5 years of the employer's plantation. Most Indian indentured workers came from the present day regions of eastern Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, central India, and the dry districts of Tamil Nadu. In the mid 19th century, these regions experienced many changes. Cottage industries declined, land rents rose, land were cleared of mines and cleared for mines and plantation. All this affected the lives of the poor. They failed to pay their rents, became deeply indebted, and were forced to migrate in search of work. The main destination of Indian indentured migrants were the Caribbean islands, mainly Trinidad, Guyana, and Suriname, Mauritius, and Fiji. Closer home, Tamil migrants went to Ceylon. Ceylon is today known as Sri Lanka, and Malaya. Indentured workers were also recruited for tea plantations in Assam. Recruitment was done by agents engaged by employers and paid a small commission. Many migrants agreed to take up work hoping to escape poverty or oppression in their home villages. Agents also tempted the prospective migrants by providing false information about final destinations, modes of travel, the nature of the work, and living and working conditions. Often, migrants were not even told that they were to embark on a long sea voyage. Sometimes, agents even forcibly abducted less willing migrants. 19th century indentured has been described as a new system of slavery. On arrival at the plantations, laborers found conditions to be different from what they had imagined. Living and working conditions were harsh and there were few legal rights. But workers discovered their own ways of surviving. Many of them escaped into the wilds. Though, if caught, they were faced with severe punishments. Others developed new forms of individual and collective self expression, blending different cultural forms, old and new. In Trinidad, the annual Muharram procession was transformed into a righteous carnival called Hosea for the Imam Hussein, in which workers of all races and religions joined. Similarly, the protest region of Rastafarianism, made famous by the Jamaican reggae star Bob Marley, is also said to reflect social and cultural links with Indian migrants to the Caribbean. Chutney music, popularly popular in Trinidad and Guyana, is another creative contemporary expression of the post indenture experience. These forms of cultural fusion are part of the making of the global world, where things from different places get mixed, lose their original characteristic, and become something entirely new. Most indentured workers stayed on after their contracts ended or returned to their new homes after a short spell in India. Consequently, there are large communities of people of Indian descent in these countries. Have you heard? The Nobel Prize winning writer V.S. Naipaul. Some of you may have followed the exploits of the West Indian cricketer Shiv Narayan Chandrapal and Ram Naresh Sarwan. If you have wondered why the names sound vaguely Indian, the answer is that they are descendant from indentured labor migrants from India. From the 1900s, India's nationalist leaders began opposing the system of indentured labor migration as abusive and cruel. It was abolished in 1921. Yet, for a number of decades afterwards, descendants of Indian indentured workers, often thought of as coolies, remained an uneasy minority in the Caribbean islands. Some of Naipaul's early novels capture the sense of loss and alienation.